How to improve your English speaking skills. Speaking English confidently is an important goal for many learners. It is natural to feel nervous or make mistakes when speaking. Like any skill, spoken English improves with regular practice. In this guide, we present a step-by-step plan to become a more confident speaker. We'll begin with the right mindset, then cover daily practice habits, listening techniques, shadowing, imitation exercises, building vocabulary, and confidence strategies. Along the way, we'll share short illustrative stories and expert tips. By focusing on practical actions and thinking positively about learning, you can gradually speak more clearly and fluently. Embrace a growth mindset. First, change how you think about speaking English. Perfect accuracy is not the goal. Effective communication is, as polyglot Steve Kaufman reminds us, perfection is not my goal. My goal is effective communication. This means accepting mistakes as a normal part of learning. Every learner makes errors. What matters is using them as learning opportunities. One language expert explains that making mistakes is a natural part of the language learning process that actually helps you improve over time. Imagine Maria, a student from Texas who was afraid to speak in class because she might say the wrong word. She decided to shift her mindset. Instead of fearing mistakes, she focused on understanding and being understood. Maria reminded herself that even native speakers say things imperfectly. When she made an error, she treated it as a clue about what to study next. Over time, her fear diminished because she saw mistakes as steps toward mastery. Embrace this growth mindset. View challenges as chances to improve, and be patient with yourself. Establish daily practice routines. Consistency is key. Set aside time every day for English, even if it's only 10 to 15 minutes. Regular short sessions are more effective than occasional marathon study. For example, you might read a short paragraph aloud each morning, or describe your daily routine to yourself in English before bed. Recording your voice during these practice sessions can help you notice progress. Speak daily. Try to use English every day. Read a few sentences aloud or describe your surroundings in English. Reading out loud helps link written and spoken language and improves pronunciation. Conversation practice. Find a partner to talk with regularly, a friend, tutor, or language exchange partner. Many students join local or online conversation clubs, which offer a friendly, low-pressure environment to practice speaking. For example, Alex joined a weekly English conversation circle at his community center. At first he stuttered, but week by week he grew more fluent and comfortable. Use built-in routines. Incorporate English into your everyday life. Listen to a podcast while cooking, speak to your pet in English, or mentally narrate your actions during the day. Steve Kaufman, a polyglot, recommends listening to your target language at least an hour per day by building listening and speaking into car rides and chores. You can do something similar with speaking. For instance, choose one routine moment, like your morning shower, and practice speaking then. Sharpen your listening skills. Good speaking starts with good listening. The more English you hear, the more natural phrases and rhythms your brain absorbs. Listening gives you a body of experience in the language. It exposes you to the sounds, intonation, and flow of real English speech. As one teacher explains, listening lets you pick up new words, phrases, and ways to respond, and helps you notice how native speakers link words together with natural rhythm and intonation. Use a variety of resources. For example, podcasts and audio. Listen to short English conversations or stories. Choose topics you enjoy, news, culture, science, so you stay engaged. Try listening actively. Pause and repeat sentences that seem useful or interesting. Movies and videos. Watch English language shows or movies with subtitles. Hearing the language in context and seeing it written helps you learn new vocabulary. For instance, Nadia started watching cooking videos in English, and she writes down new phrases each time a chef describes a recipe. Music and songs. Music can help you get a feel for intonation and stress. Try singing along to simple English songs to practice pronunciation and rhythm. Experts recommend mixing accents and speaking styles. Listen to different speakers, news anchors, actors, teachers, to train your ear. Following Steve Kaufman's example, aim to listen an hour a day and mix it into chores or exercise. Even commuting or walking can become practice time. As you listen, pay attention to unfamiliar words. Write them down, then look them up and hear them used again. This way, listening practice directly fuels your speaking skills. Use shadowing and imitation techniques. Shadowing is a powerful method for improving pronunciation and fluency. The idea is simple. You listen to a short audio clip and speak along with it in real time, like an echo. You mimic not just the words, but the speaker's intonation, rhythm, and mouth movements. How to shadow. Choose interesting audio. Find a short podcast, news report, or dialogue at your level. It helps if the content interests you, science news, sports, whatever you like, so you stay motivated. Listen first for comprehension. Play the clip without speaking, and make sure you understand most of it. Check any unknown words. Shadow the speaker. Play the audio again, and speak out loud immediately after each phrase, trying to match the timing and sound. Start with the transcript visible if that helps. Then try without the transcript, focusing on just copying the speaker's voice. Repeat a bit at a time. It's not necessary to do long passages at first. A few sentences repeated 2 to 3 times is enough. Just 10 to 15 minutes of shadowing per day can yield results. One experiment at Taiwan National University found that students who used a shadowing technique showed significantly improved intonation, fluency, word pronunciation, and overall pronunciation. Shadowing builds your pronunciation muscle memory, helping your mouth make sounds more naturally. It also trains you in the prosody, melody of English. By echoing a native speaker's speech, you practice stress and pitch patterns so that over time you start speaking with smoother rhythm and more native-like flow. Miguel, an intermediate learner, started shadowing his favorite news podcast for 15 minutes each day. At first his voice lagged behind the speaker, but he kept at it, gradually speeding up to match the pace. After a week, he noticed his own pronunciation improving. Friends could understand him more easily. He was surprised how much copying natural speech helped his confidence. Expand your vocabulary actively. A rich vocabulary lets you express ideas clearly. Think of words as building blocks. The more you have, the more complex thoughts you can share. But not just any words. Focus on learning useful phrases and collocations. For example, instead of memorizing the single word partial, learn the phrase partial success. This way you pick up natural chunks that fit together. Languages often use words in fixed combinations, collocations. So noticing and learning these word groups will help your speaking sound more natural. Vocabulary learning should be active and contextual. Learn in context. Encounter words multiple times in sentences. For instance, reading or listening will show you how a word is used in different phrases. Reading is especially effective. You have time to pause, highlight new words, and see them in rich context. Move words from passive to active. Everyone knows more words passively, recognition, than they use actively, speaking. Practice using new words right away so they move into your active vocabulary. As the teacher's guide notes, one way to improve your vocabulary is to move words from your passive vocabulary into your active vocabulary. For example, if you learn the word enormous while reading, make a point to use it in a sentence the next day instead of saying very big. Focus on common phrases. Studies show it helps to learn whole phrases instead of isolated words. For instance, learn "what a relief" as a phrase rather than the word separately explains that learning common word chunks can ease mental strain when speaking, because your brain already has the phrase pattern ready. Keep a personal vocabulary list or flashcards and review them periodically. Try using new words in your daily practice. Say them aloud, write them in a short journal, or include them in a mock conversation. Also use context clues. If you encounter an unfamiliar word while listening, pause and guess its meaning from the situation, then check a dictionary. Over time, repeated exposure, from reading, listening, shadowing, will reinforce these words so you can recall them more easily when speaking. Gain confidence in speaking. Speaking confidently often comes down to practice plus mindset. As one experienced learner notes, practicing speaking with others is crucial for building confidence. Real conversations, even practice ones, show you that you can handle real English and gradually remove your fear of mistakes. Join conversation groups or clubs. Look for local or online English conversation clubs. These friendly gatherings bring learners together so everyone is in the same boat. The Midwestern College Guide suggests that a conversation club allows you to practice speaking in a relaxed and friendly atmosphere, gain confidence, and learn from others. For example, Sophia started attending an online chat group twice a week. Hearing others make mistakes too, and laugh through them, made her less self-conscious. Practice speaking with native speakers. If possible, talk regularly with fluent English speakers. Talking to native speakers, in person or via exchange apps, helps you get used to the natural flow of speech, and different accents. Feedback from these conversations can guide your improvement. Don't worry if they correct you. It's only to help you learn. Record and self-review. Try recording your speaking practice, a voice memo or video. Later, listen to yourself. This can be eye-opening. You may notice unclear pronunciation or overused filler words. Tracking recordings over time also shows your progress, which boosts confidence. As you see yourself improve, you'll feel more sure of your ability. In group or public speaking situations, preparation helps. If you know you'll need to talk about a certain topic, a class presentation or meeting, jot down key phrases or points ahead of time. For example, Jalen wrote out helpful expressions before his job interview in English. During the interview, even though he was nervous, he had phrases ready and felt more comfortable speaking. Little tricks like deep breathing before speaking or smiling can also reduce anxiety. Over time, these prepared successes build confidence. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Every speaker, including native ones, makes slips. As one blogger emphasizes, making mistakes is a natural part of the language learning process. Native English speakers generally appreciate your effort to speak their language. They won't mind minor errors. Celebrate your progress. Even small improvements like using a new word correctly or getting through a conversation are big wins. With each attempt, your comfort will grow. Conclusion: your journey forward. Improving your spoken English is a gradual process that combines practice, exposure, and the right attitude. Recall that effective communication is more important than perfection. By listening actively, practicing daily, imitating native speech, expanding your vocabulary, and speaking regularly, you lay a solid foundation for fluency. It takes time and persistence, but every step helps you speak more clearly and confidently. As Kaufman sums up, effective communication is not necessarily perfect communication. Keep immersing yourself in English through reading, listening, speaking, and even thinking in the language. Step by step, you will notice that speaking becomes easier. Stay motivated by the progress you make, no matter how small. With consistent effort and a positive mindset, you will continue to gain confidence and skill. Good luck on your journey to fluent, confident English speaking.